Yo, what it is, YouTube? It's your boy DC coming back with another bullseye of a video here today. We're gonna be doing a tiers list on entry-level microphones under $1,000 here today. So if y'all like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. You want to support the channel? Well, check the links in the comments. Let me know what you think. What's the first microphone that you started out with? You feel me? What's the first microphone that that made you that help you make your first couple of songs? So let me know down below how you guys also feel about some of these lists. What should be at the top? What should be at the bottom in this list? Let's talk about the criteria. Okay, so first of criteria is going to be the versatility of these microphones. Can it work on your voice? Can it work on female vocals? Can it work on a different, wide array of vocals? Because that's one thing about microphones, right? When you buy some shit online, it's like buying a shoe online or buying a shirt online. You don't really know how it's going to fit you till you actually look in the mirror and, press record and hear the shit back, okay? And then you actually have another one, which is going to be like the bang for the buck. That's going to be another of the criteria. So versatility, bang for your buck, and also how it sounds and everything. How much work are you gonna do after you record into one of these microphones in the DAW? That brings us to our tiers. Mix and master tier is the microphone that's gonna probably make you do the least amount of work. Rough mix is gonna be like the one that is pretty good, but you might just have to make a couple of tweaks here and there. You have vocal template, which is like, man, you're gonna have a good ass vocal template to make these goddamn microphones sound good. Debatable is, you're fighting an uphill battle, like how most of you think you're fighting an uphill battle. You think you're really not. You think though you're fighting an uphill battle and you're trying to make it sound better. And don't buy that shit, bro. Don't buy it. Don't even look at it. First microphone I'm gonna actually have to put at the top is gonna be the Focusrite microphone, bro. Yes, I'm gonna have to put that at the top. If you can't make the focus, actually, if you can't make any of these microphones sound good, then it's low-key not your fault. It low-key is your fault, but not entirely. I would say 80% of the blame is on you, because there comes to a point where if you know how to mix and you actually learn how to mix your talent, your musical ability will actually literally compensate for the fact that the microphone isn't that good compared to what people had like 50 years ago. Boy, all these microphones is pretty good and pretty solid, and they don't got no noise and all that shit. So yeah, Focusrite, the one that comes with the Focusrite bundle, is pretty good. I'm putting it at mix and master tier, just because this is one of the first microphones I use, and I damn well know it kind of gives you what you put in. So that's all you can ever really ask for a microphone. It really, it just give me what I put in. If I take a picture, at least let me see what the fuck is there. Where some microphones might be trying to like do a tube thing or a mid-range thing, and it might not come off the right way, and it might just add some blur, kind of like a Polaroid camera or some shit. A microphone is like a camera. It's trying to take a picture. It's trying to capture your vocal performance. Okay, so Rode NTA, bro, I gotta throw that in rough mix. Rode NTA is pretty good. I've mixed a bunch of songs with Rode NTA that people have sent me the vocals in, and boy, I always make that shit sound good. Okay, because the Rode NTA is a pretty good microphone. That's why people use it a lot. I damn well know Lil Wayne back in the day. If you look it up on the Google, that Google thing you got in your hand, that Google, you type in Lil Wayne Rode NTA, he was cooking up and rapping with a Rode NTA in an Avid inbox back in the days, and he was putting out them songs. Like a lot of them hits he made, like he used the Rode NTA. I think it's a pretty good microphone. I do feel like sometimes it could have a nasaliness in it though. It could have like a big nasally buildup depending on it. But it might not just be the microphone. Sometimes people who have entry level stuff, maybe they don't have their room treated, maybe they don't have other shit, in order to maximize the microphone. Because if you got a good room, acoustically treated, any microphone's gonna sound decent. Now it ain't gonna sound good because of the saturation and all the seasoning and the lemon pepper and the honey garlic of the tubes and transformers is what makes the microphone sound good. That's extra seasoning, but at least it can sound decent. And the Rode NTA is good. It's on rough mix, bro. It's good. I done had some people send some shit with a Rode NTA, and it might have taken like 30 minutes, maybe an hour to mix it. But after that, they were satisfied with the results, and they knew, okay, we took it as far as we could. So Rode is gonna go there. Okay, so after that, we're gonna go with the Warm Audio FET 47 Junior. I think the Warm Audio is pretty good. My problem with FET 47s is that they're pretty, like, they're good for like kick drums and bass because they have a great low end frequency response. But sometimes if you got a deep voice or you got a low voice or a male voice, sometimes that it can almost sound like the vocals are muddy right away. So that's why with a FET 47, I'm gonna say it has a for a lot of people who got a skinny ass voice, it might help you because it's going to add some body. That's just the nature of that type of microphone, the Fat 40. That's why they use it on kick and bass. It's good for that low end. But for people who have deeper voices like myself, I feel like it's kind of like good. It's good, but you're gonna have to put in a little bit of work and also be cognizant. You want to be cognizant with all these microphones of what the fuck they're doing. Sometimes you just got to open up the manual and look at the frequency curve and shit like that. All right. MXL 990 is gonna go on vocal template. I had that microphone. I still got it right here. The purple version, and yeah, it's pretty good. I recorded a couple good songs with that, bro. I had that microphone. I recorded a good song. If you type in on Google, type on Google, type on YouTube, type in Nixon Counts, Do or Die. I recorded that song with that microphone, and I knew how to mix, so I made that shit sound great. You feel me? But yeah, it's definitely you're gonna need a good ass template. I had a good ass template though. That's when I was first starting to like learn how to mix, but I had a good ass template. So yeah, you need a good ass template to make a MXL 990 sound good. In my opinion, your template gotta be on point, bro. Cause some of that mid range might just be a little bit too harsh. It might feel a little too splatty, in my opinion. All right. Am I also, when it comes to these little type of microphones, bruh, I'm gonna keep it real between the slate mic modeling and the UAD SC1 or whatever. Even this sphere right here, I feel like the mic modeling shit is kind of gimmicky, low key though. I ain't gonna cap. Like it's just a microphone that's trying to sound like a bunch of other microphones, but in the process of it doing that, it's not really specializing and doesn't really have like a certain a specialty to it, like it's not an air conditioner person or it's not a mechanic. It doesn't have a special. It knows how to fix shit. Like if it was a worker, it know how to fix it, but it don't have a specialty thing that it knows how to really do. So that's why the I would tell you guys to avoid the mic modeling shit. I literally got a sphere right here in front of me, bro. It's like one of the best mic modeling shits. But honestly, I think that shit is gimmicky. At first, I used to think, oh, well, it's a mic modeling thing. So maybe if one emulation doesn't sound good on your voice, then the next one will. But at the end of the day, what makes a microphone sound the way it is the two things, the components as well as the shape of the head basket. So you can only make a shit sound so as different as it can because of the shape of the basket, the head basket. You feel me? It's like the lens of a camera. So yeah, that's why we're putting it right there. I think the Sony C80, it's cool. It's supposed to be a poor man's Sony C800, but it's not hard. It's not easy to replicate the sound of a C800 without that tube, that pinto tube. That shit got a pinto tube in it. That's why it sounds so spiky and bright that way it is. So that's why, the C80, I guess it tries to sound like a bright C800, but for me, I feel like a lot of people don't even have a deep voice. So if you have like a mid-range voice and all that extra brightness from the microphone, you're gonna be like, damn, why the fuck did my shit sound so harsh when you try to do some boosting EQ or something like that? You need like a pretty good ear to be aware of that. Like, oh man, like this shit sounds harsh. Okay, how can I make my vocal sound smooth without overly de-essing and all that stuff like that? That's why saturation is important to know about. So I like a flat microphone, and if you're an entry level person, it's good to have a flat microphone like a Rode NT, you feel me, or the Focusrite, type shit like that, because that shit is just gonna put you in a situation where you got a good ball of dough. Now you just gotta roll that ball of dough and throw the tomato sauce and the pepperoni eventually to make that motherfucking pizza. But you don't kind of want a pre-rolled ball of dough with seasoning in it, because at that point now you gotta work backwards, try to take out the seasoning, or you gotta think about how much seasoning is in it. And that's what I think about the C80. The brightness is already cooked into this shit, and because the brightness is already cooked into it, it's like, damn, like you got to think about your template. Like, man, if my template's already cranking up to all this brightness and shit, maybe that's why my vocals sound harsh as shit, because I'm already going in with some spiciness on the way in. But TLM 102, man, you damn well know that got to go in the mix and master. That's a good ass microphone for about $700. Okay, that's pretty good, bro. It's a poor man's TLM 103. I like the TLM 103 a lot. I've had a lot of vocals come through recording on it. Sounds good. TLM 102. That Neumann brand, it's a good company. You can trust Neumann. So I think J. Cole might have recorded some shit on that back in the day. I'm not sure, but the 102 is good enough, definitely. The mid range is kind of a little bit of pokey. So maybe people who already have like a harsh mid range voice, you kind of gotta like be taking shit away from yourself. You niggas don't sound like Drake, bro. You don't fucking sound like Drake. You gotta be brutally honest with yourself. What does your voice sound like? Maybe record a vocal and look at a fab filter frequency spectrum with no fucking plugins on it and see where's the most of the energy and the density area your vocal is at, and understand, okay, man, like if my voice already has a spiky ass mid range, I don't need a microphone that's gonna push it over the edge. You know, maybe if your voice is deep, you don't want a microphone that's gonna make your voice sound too deep, you know, or you at least you don't want to be mixing without knowing that shit. You feel me? It's like driving without no lights on, you know, where the fuck you think you headed? All right. So we got the WA 87. WA 87 gotta go to the mix and master tier. It's a pretty good one for the bang for the buck, considering a real 87 costs a couple racks. A real 87 is pretty far, but the WA 87 is good too. I think it's only about $800. And let's not forget, I am not sponsored by Sweetwater, all right? I'm not sponsored by none of these brands or nothing like that. Shout out to Sweetwater. They use one of my articles, but I'm not sponsored by any of these microphone companies or nothing like that. So this is just my unbiased review based on what I know, okay? The Warm Audio C12 is pretty good. Rough mix. We're throwing that there. Me personally, I don't like microphones that got that small ass head basket for people who are starting out, because a lot of times they don't even know how to fucking work a microphone. You know, maybe that the way they're recording it. But I like microphones for people, for beginners, with a nice wide basket, like a 102. You feel me? Like the 102 got a nice wide head basket. You feel me? A nice wide lens that can capture everything. Even the 414 got to go in rough mix. I love the mid-range sound of a 414. I think it's great for presence. You feel me? If you feel like your vocals are a little too faint, a 414 is great, and I think it's only like what, 600 or maybe even $400, something like that. I'm not sure. The Telefunken, it's cool. I feel like it's kind of overrated. I feel like it's the type of mic where they're like, yo, like let's just throw the fucking Telefunken brand, the fucking Telefunken logo, and just charge 700 for it. I don't think it lives up to the hype. This microphone right here is the Lawton Audio. What is it? The 320, the 220, or the 320? I think for a tube microphone at less than $1,000, I think it's a pretty good sounding one, and that's dope to even get a tube microphone at that price point. You feel me? It's dope because the way the tube is gonna saturate. You feel me? It's gonna add a nice little bit of smoothing to the high end. So I think Lawton Audio makes some pretty good ass microphones, and yeah, none of them made don't. You feel me? Maybe, you know, we might just throw these two microphones in the don't. To be honest, I'll just throw the slate in the don't, because at least with UAD, if you got the UAD console, okay, it works into your fucking Apollo ecosystem that you might already have. But the slate shit, like, come on, dude. I think you gotta buy the slate microphone, then you gotta buy another thing or interface or some shit like that to get the mic modeling. Some, I don't know. I think there's another thing you gotta buy. But pretty much this is the end of the video. Thanks a lot for being a great part of my YouTube family. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. What do you guys think about the list? Do you own any of these microphones? And check the links, you know, to support the channel. Appreciate y'all now. Peace.